Hey guys, Kevin Yates, functionaltrainingcoach.com. Got another question from Patrick. Patrick was going through some issues with just establishing some muscle balance, had a lateral pelvic tilt at one point, basically got everything lined back up, is feeling better and working on deadlift now, and having some issues with his left knee, and then also having issues with like right forearm. Not sure if that was forearm, elbow. Sorry, Patrick, trying to remember. But either way, we'll try to address it. So basically, Patrick's asking if, since he got aligned and everything's lined back up, if how he was moving before, like the old way that he was moving, basically the patterns that he was moving in, if it's like incorrect now. So basically, you're used to moving one way, and then your body changes, you get lined up, and all of a sudden, like the movement patterns don't really fit anymore, and it can cause some problems. So it's an interesting thing, Patrick, interesting question and everything, and it's a tough one, I'm going to say right now, because when it's kind of that deeply ingrained, it's hard to just address it without seeing you. So usually what I do in these cases is I get some things in my head, I kind of create a picture of what might be happening and try to give you some ideas to get you at least started in the right direction and see if some things help. So what I would do first off, with what you're saying, first of all, could be, it definitely could be the movement patterns. If you're using the same ones as before, they could be off. It could be that you are moving a little bit differently because you're lined up now, and maybe you lack the stability in the in the way that you're moving now. So when the movement pattern changes, you might have some more instability in there that creates some of the problem. I'm not sure again because I can't see you, but it's just something that you can kind of think about. Maybe even videotape yourself as you're deadlifting. I would have a camera there, film a set from the front, film a set from the side, and analyze your movements over time, maybe on a monthly basis or whatever. And as you're working to correct, I would film the movement pattern where you feel the pain, and then as you start to correct, if you start finding movement patterns, the way that you move that corrects that pain, you also want to film that and see if there's any differences. Sometimes they could be obvious, sometimes they might not be. They might be very subtle, and it's really tough to pick up. Here's something that you could do though with deadlifts. I don't know if you've done this or not, but instead of doing like conventional deadlifts, where you're just going here, I don't want to be on the bar, I'm not going to lift that right now, but you can go with like a sumo deadlift. So try with your feet wide, and just let your toes angle out a little bit. They don't have to be perfectly straight, but you don't want to turn them way out like a ballerina. And I did another video on this, on deadlifts for back pain. So go through the blog, functionaltrainingcoach.com, look for that video. That'll give an in-depth instruction and demonstration of how to do that exercise. But basically, you go feet really wide, arms go in between the legs, go with an over and under grip, and then go there to there. That is a really good version of a deadlift to help align things and create a lot of stability throughout the hips and throughout getting the glutes and hamstrings fired up. So it really creates a lot of strength and stability and can help you out even with a knee issue. Even though I did that video about back pain and everything, it does help to align the hips, the knees, the feet, and the ankles as well. So you can give that one a shot. With the elbow, again, I'm not sure if it was forearm or elbow. There could be a lot of things going on with that. Number one, I'm not sure if you're getting that pain during deadlifting. If that's the case, I would look at the grip. So when you grip the bar, are you holding the bar with a straight wrist? Or I'll back up here so you see, like, sometimes if it's real heavy or something, you might be like curling that bar a little. Or if you go over and under, are you like curling it all or trying to curl that bar? Sometimes we grip real tight. We're trying to bend that wrist a little bit. That can create problems that are like referred to like elbow pain and things like that. Again, I don't know if you're getting elbow pain that's medial or lateral, like where it's at. That changes things up as well. One thing you were talking about, one of the exercises you were doing was for the serratus anterior. So I know, if you're doing a lot of those types of exercises, that stuff can be a double-edged sword. And they do it a lot to stop the winging of the shoulder blade, so it doesn't, wing off of the the upper back and to kind of keep it in place and move well. But the problem when you do those movements, a lot of them are like, you know, punching type movements, push-up pluses where we're moving in this direction. And what you'll see, what it does is it puts the shoulders in this type of position and puts the back, if you do enough of them, you start to migrate into this kind of position. And this might feel strong, but it's really it's a really bad position for moving the shoulder. Number one, you can't move. You lose mobility in there. And a lot of impingement type issues and things can happen. Now, depending on what you're doing, it can also refer down into like, you know, forearm and elbow. If you're doing pressing type exercises, things like push-ups or different types of press patterns, bench pressing, whatever it might be, if you have this kind of, you know, faulty type pattern. So I'd be very careful of overdoing any of the serratus stuff, and I would more work on the retraction, you know, the pulling. If you're pulling bands or pulling cables, vertical pulling, horizontal pulling, vertical type pulling, modified type pull-up, you know, patterns, things like that, and, you know, maybe just using body weight, renegade rows, you know, from the floor, body weight or very lightweight dumbbells, things like that to get the upper back, you know, all into the, you know, upper, mid, lower traps, get those working, create a lot of stability in the upper and mid back ranges, and, you know, keep your body aligned properly, and hopefully that kind of helps out. All right, so those are just some of the things that come to mind. You know, also I would be looking at if it's one-sided a lot. You know, you said that you had problems before with like the levator on the right side, and then you feel like you have issues in the rhomboid. You know, and basically you can have a lot going on in there. If, you know, the levator scapula, that's trying to pull the scapula up, and then what the rhomboid's trying to do, it's like trying to pull it down and rotate it downward. So you can have like a tug of war between the levator and the rhomboid underneath. The rhomboid's trying to work against the levator, and the levator's trying to work against the rhomboid, and it could create some problems in there as well. So, you know, that could throw things off. That could, you know, result in a shoulder height. You might have some rotational type issues. Again, so I say it's a very difficult one just to say off of, you know, going off of reading a question on paper. I would really have to, you know, see you and see, you know, how you're aligned and how you're moving and all that. But again, hopefully this just gives you a better idea and gives you some things to look for and hopefully a step in the right direction. All right, Robert? So I hope that helps you out. I'm sorry, Robert. Patrick, I hope that helps you out. My brain's not working today, man. It's just like Monday, the sun's out right now. I'm trying to get some sunshine, just getting done with the workout, and I'm just going on brain like melt right now. So I'm going to be chilling out today, get some R&R time, and maybe get some sun. That will probably help me and get out of this dungeon. All right, but I hope that helps you out. Let me know how you progress. And you guys, again, if you have any questions, injuries, you know, whatever it is, performance type stuff, you know, if you're doing things and you're not able to maintain or achieve the level of performance and fitness that you once had, that's the time to get a hold of me and let me know. Post your questions down below, and I will be back next time with another video for you. Till then, you guys have a great day. Take care.